One of the huge advantages of cropping in Camera Raw is that it's completely non-destructive, so you can go back at any point in time and change your mind about what you want to include in an image and what you want to hide. In order to open this file, because it's a JPEG, we either need to use the keyboard shortcut Command-R to open in Camera Raw, which would be Control-R on Windows, or we can simply click on the Open in Camera Raw icon. Now, before we start cropping this image, one thing you might notice are all of these red highlights. That's telling me or warning me that I'm clipping those pixels in my image to pure white. And they're being displayed because in a previous video, we turned on our shadow clipping warning as well as our highlight clipping warning. So I'm going to toggle those off for now. Now, to select the crop tool, we can either click on it here in the toolbar or we can simply tap the C key. Then to draw our crop, we can start anywhere in the image, and when we mouse down, we just simply drag out to create our crop. If we want to resize the crop at any time, we can either choose one of the anchor points in the corners or one in the center. In order to reposition the crop, simply move your cursor anywhere inside the crop and drag. In order to apply the crop, we'll tap the Enter or Return key. But you'll notice if I select the crop tool again, that the crop that I made was not permanent. Camera Raw is holding on to all of the information outside of the crop. It's never going to touch your original file. You're only telling Camera Raw which area of the image you want to see and which area you would want to either open in Photoshop or save out as an image. If I need to crop to a specific aspect ratio, then I can click and hold on the crop tool. You'll notice there's a small arrow in the lower right of the icon. That tells me that if I click and hold, I'll get a drop-down menu. So let's constrain the aspect ratio of this crop to 4:5. You'll notice that the crop marquee was automatically changed to that aspect ratio. Now I can reposition it and drag out the crop. But you'll notice that there are no longer any handles in the center, and that's because we're in this constrained state where I have to constrain it to this aspect ratio. Another feature of the crop tool is the ability to show a crop overlay. As soon as I select this, you'll notice that the image is divided into thirds, and that's to help us improve our composition by putting the subject matter in the middle of one of these intersecting lines. So instead of having your subject right in the center, you might want to offset it to one of these intersections in order to improve your composition by adhering to the rule of thirds. We're finished cropping. When we click Done and we're returned to Bridge, you'll notice that Bridge has not only updated the preview, but it's also showing a small crop icon so that we'll know immediately that we've applied a crop to this image. Let's go back in and change the crop one more time. I'll use the keyboard shortcut Command-R on Mac or Control-R on Windows, because there's another very important feature of the crop tool. So far, we've only been cropping to a specific aspect ratio, but not to a specific size. You can see that if I select the crop tool by tapping the C key, and then I resize the crop marquee, the numbers here, the total pixel count, is actually changing every time I drag and reposition the crop. In order to crop to a specific size, like 4:5 inches at a specific resolution, I need to go in and select Custom from the crop tool. Then I would change the crop from ratio to inches. When I click OK, we'll see down in the workflow area that I've now defined a specific size, 5:4 inches at 240 pixels per inch. Of course, if I wanted to change that resolution, all I need to do is click on the hyperlink and then change it here in the workflow options. When I click OK, now we can see that if I were to click the Save Image option, or if I were to click Open Image to open in Photoshop, I would be opening a document that's exactly 5:4 inches at 300 pixels per inch. There'll be additional videos about file size and printing, but for now, just know that it's very easy to either set an aspect ratio if you don't know the final size that your file is going to be needed, or a specific image size for your image within Camera Raw. When we click Done, Bridge will update the icon again, and we can see how easy it is to crop the image using Camera Raw completely non-destructively.